everybody, welcome back to Women Carry Knives. It has been a while and I have missed you guys. Hey, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. It does help the video out, and if you are not a subscriber, I'd love to have you here all the time. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. And as always, at the end, feel free to check out one of my other videos. I do have a bunch up there. What are we taking a look at? Well, on the table in front of us, we are looking at the Tunafire. Yes, I know, the Tunafire. Such an odd name. Well, thank you, Therapeutic Edge. I actually sat down to do my videos and didn't have any size comparison, so he actually just handed them to me. So that is absolutely wonderful. All right. This one, and do we have the Beluga somewhere? Because I'd love to kind of compare with that one for this one.
Compare the Beluga to the Tunafire.
Because size-wise, I just kind of like it. I don't know. All right. So what are you going to get with this one? Well, you are going to get this beautiful D2 blade. It's just a chunk, just cleavery goodness. You are going to get micarta handles, and I really, really do like the feel of this micarta. It actually feels really good in hand. It's smooth, but yet still grippy enough. And I'm totally off camera there, so let me make sure I know where I am here. It is going to be a right-hand carry only, and it is tip up, which is my favorite. The beauty of this is it is a deep carry. So we'll use a Kohl's coupon that came in the mail. As you can see, it is a complete deep carry, which is really nice. Now, it is a chunk of a knife, which I really do like. Even though it is big, it is a flipper. It rides in the pocket really nice, and I do love that. Now, as I said, it is a flipper. However, you do have the little hole here, which you can thumb flick it. So it is Spidey flickable. It is thumb... I can thumb roll it, but I can't. It's a little bit big for me. It's very smooth. I do love that. I believe that this one is running on washers. And that I'm not sure because I did not take it apart. So I cannot tell you that for sure. But it does look like it might be washers. And I would actually have to find out for sure. These go for $26.90. And, I mean, you really can't go wrong with a budget-friendly blade. You know, as I've always said, I do have a lot of very expensive knives. But I also do have a lot of more budget-friendly. I don't want to say cheap. I just want to say budget-friendly. Because sometimes you want to have a knife that, you know, yes, I do take my knives camping or whatnot. I use them. But... sometimes I want to take something that I'm not going to be worried about losing because it didn't cost quite as much. So I'm not worried about losing it. If something happens to them, I'm totally okay with it because I don't have to replace it. And if I do, it is friendly on the pocketbook, which is absolutely wonderful. I love the fact that your scales are, and pardon me, I was dyeing some things, so my nails are kind of a funky color. I have not had a chance to paint them. You have some really nice smooth edges on this, which I really do like. Now, if you're a lanyard fan, obviously it does not have lanyard capability. Your scales are milled out, your liners are milled out, so it does make it nice and light. Let's go ahead and go over some specs on this. Now, I wanted to get the Beluga just because the Beluga is a chunky knife, right? So I just wanted to kind of give you guys a look. It's in the same kind of realm. So yes, it's a different blade shape, but handle-wise, you know, it's the same length, very chunky, same thing like that. So I wanted to kind of give you a look at that one, okay? If we do our normal sizes, we will take a look here at the Bug Out, which I do consider to be more of a medium-sized knife. Well, small to medium, so we're going to call it this medium size. We can take a look at it next to our Rat here. Absolutely love this one, by the way. The modifications were awesome, which I consider a large knife. This one is definitely more of a medium. Now, as I said, it is very, very comfortable in hand. The clip is almost a little bit of a hot spot for me, and it's simply because of where it lands in my hand. So it's not that it's raised high by any means. I mean, it's, you know, it's fairly low. But where it sits and what I've used it for, it has gotten a little bothersome to me. Not a lot, not to where I wouldn't continue using it, but I almost feel that if it was even just back a little bit more, that it would be a little bit more comfortable. And I know that's just, that it would be the tiniest change, but it would be just enough to make it that much more comfortable. I love the look of the little pivot, the orange there on both sides. It kind of just gives it that little tiny pop of color, which is really nice. As you can see, the billboarding on it, the Tunafire, is rather kind of in your face there. You know, and that's okay. I'm not very familiar with the Tunafire brand. I'm not sure who makes them. It was something that my husband at Therapeutic Edge picked up just to check out. And, you know, honestly, it's been a really fun knife so far. It's super sharp. It has just sliced right through cardboard. I did take this one and cut up some paracord, and I just kind of set it down flat, you know, and I had this, obviously it was not right there, but it was sitting on, I just tried to do slices, you know, and then straight down. I just wanted to see how sharp it was. And really, it has a great edge. It's very, very sharp. Absolutely love it. Like I said, it went through the cardboard great. I did do a little, not so much whittling, but shaving on a stick just to see what it would do. And I feel like it was really fabulous. It really, you know, I mean, D2 really does hold an edge. So that is really nice. And this is just, I mean, a great knife so far. So I would love to take it out and do a little bit more with it and see how it's going to handle that. But for the gentle use, I should say, or just the everyday use that I have used it for, it's been wonderful. Now, being that it is a bit bigger, and because when you close it, that cleaver style blade, it does stick out a little bit. I actually carried this one in my back pocket, and it was very comfortable. I didn't even notice it was there. Now, for part of a day, I did stick this one in my belt loop. However, the metal was kind of bothersome to me. Not my belt loop, but my actual waistband. So the metal was a little bit bothersome to me, so I didn't really tend to carry it that way anymore. I just stuck it in my back pocket again. The clip had pretty good retention. It was tight, but not too tight. And I do like that, but it was to the point where it wasn't going to grab on. Some jeans have a kind of a thicker pocket band at the top, and it did feel very comfortable going in and out. The thicker pocket bands, or however you want to call it, the seams, was not really a problem at all. It was really nice. It didn't seem to catch, and I think it's because it has just enough of that give to it. Yeah, overall, you know, this is a great budget-friendly knife. And the fidget factor is wonderful on it. You know, I'm all about fidget factor too, and I want to be able to have that, you know, fidget playtime with me there. So your overall specs on this one, your blade length is going to be about 3.5 inches with just over 3.25 inch cutting edge. Your close length, or your handle length, is going to be just about 4.5 inches, which is going to give you an overall of just a hair over 8 inches. So that's a really good size knife. I really do love it. Now, weight-wise, let me grab my scale because I did not write a weight down on this. Just a second, guys. All right. So the weight on this one, let's check this out. So we will start with ounces. Your weight is going to be 4.1 ounces. So that's really light for the size. I was actually surprised. I thought it was going to be a lot heavier. But as I said, your scales are kind of milled out or skeletonized. So that, you know, is going to take the weight off of there. If we go to grams, for those of you that use grams, it's 115 grams. So what do I think of this? Well, as I said, for a budget knife and for what it is, it has been superb for me. It's done what I wanted to do. I have not been afraid to use it for anything because, again, I can always get another one for $26.50. I am not at all worried about it. So would I use one of my custom knives to do some hard use? Probably not. I would probably tend to some of those not be quite as hard on those, mostly because I don't have the budget to replace them. So, all right, you guys, that has been the quick look or a look at the Tunafire. This is the GT955. It's been a really interesting knife, but it's been a pleasure to be able to have this one in hand and check it out. As always, if you guys have any questions or comments about this, please feel free to leave it down in the comment section, and I will give you a comment back. Thanks so much for joining me. Until next time.